Opening weekend doesn't obviously go the way you guys are wanting to with the record, but what are you still able to take away that's positive from that?
I think opening weekend is just fun in general, and getting to travel with our team for the first time and playing next to new teammates, seeing how the lineup is going. And we truly do love and care for one another. Granted, the outcome or not, we still had fun being with one another, and to continue building our connections throughout these next couple weeks is going to be great.
What was that experience like? You obviously get out of the gates with facing some of the best quality opponents that are going to be in the nation this season. How did you feel like the team reacted to that, and what do you feel like an experience like that early could do for you guys obviously down the road?
I think it's great preparation. Ending our season last year at the College World Series, they're all great pitchers. Everybody there is great, and we're trying to get there again this year. So I think playing tough competition is exactly what this group needed, and I think that we can hit any pitching, and it was good to see great pitching, great teams right out of the gate.
What do you feel like you learned from it, but personally as yourself at the plate, and what do you feel like as the team you guys learned in these first 5 games from that?
Yeah, I think personally just getting back into a rhythm and seeing good pitching, getting more at-bats, and the more at-bats you get, the more comfortable you get. So I think playing great teams, it's just awesome to be out there, and being in high tense situations, it's going to prepare us really well for the rest of the season.
You are a part of a really, really talented, impactful freshman class. How have you guys kind of taken that step forward now, knowing that you're still young, but also you're some of the biggest leaders in this lineup and on this team? How have you guys kind of attacked that role this season?
I think gaining our experience last year, it's just carrying it into this year, and having transfers and freshmen, we're inviting them into our culture, and I think they're doing a great job of adapting and being great teammates. And I think our sophomore class we're going to be a spark plug this year again. I think every class is great, and every player on the field is doing a great job, and I think that we can step up and be a little more fiery coming up these next couple games.
After that first tournament as a leader, kind of what are some things, your biggest takeaway that you're kind of taking into the next weekend?
I think we're just going to keep growing and getting better. And yeah, like we said before, we did not get the outcomes we wanted, and we didn't win games, but I think that was great for us, and we needed to go to Florida and play all of those teams, and I think we're just going to keep building and growing as a team, and I think we're just going to get better and stronger from here.
You and Stephanie were 2 of the kind of power freshmen on that roster last season, but in the early gates, obviously both of you this past week had a little bit of struggle, getting the bat to the ball. What were you kind of seeing in those moments maybe that led to some struggles? Was it just the quality of pitching, and how do you feel like you guys maybe get things going this coming weekend to produce a little bit more at the plate?
Mm-hmm. I think Steph did a great job. She hit a home run this weekend, and she was great. And I know for me personally, I obviously can do a lot better, and I have no doubt that I'll start going again. And just the more at-bats I get and the more pitching we see, like, I know that we'll be fine, and I have no stress in anybody on the team, especially like Stephanie and I. So I'm excited to keep playing and see what happens.
How do you maybe keep yourself mentally in that right space? Because you always have the potential to be able to hit the ball, put contact to the bat. What are you kind of telling yourself when maybe you're not getting the hits you think you could or should, when it's in those moments that you want to be there for your teammates in those spots?
Yeah, honestly, it's just, I talked about it last year a lot with me, but staying in my process, I didn't get the outcomes I wanted, but I was in every at-bat. Mentally, I still was in every at-bat. I may not have gone the hits that I wanted, but I know, like, me personally, I was in tune with my at-bats and how I was feeling and locked in with every pitch. So just continuing with that, it doesn't matter, like, how many hits I get. I'm just going to keep, like, chugging along and doing my best.
Speaking of one of those freshmen stepping up, Kaylin obviously had a fantastic week, hitting 400. It felt like I think she was on base like 8 different times with the walks. Just what did you see from her this week, and what did that kind of mean to see her have a performance like that in this opening week?
Yeah, I love K-Dub. K-Dub and I roomed together last year. She's great. I knew K-Dub always had that in her. She's a great player, great teammate, and I'm really excited for her and for you guys to see her truly flourish this year, and that's just the beginning for K-Dub. Like, you guys just got a little snippet of it, but that's how she plays, and that's who she is.
Did you have a particular moment last year rooming with her that you knew, like, just kind of how her personality show that you'd be willing to share with us at all?
She's just fiery, and she's competitive. Every practice she wants to do good. She wants to out-hit everybody. She wants to practice hard, play hard, and she's just fiery. And she's super exciting to watch. And wherever she is in the lineup, when she gets on, like, she shows it. And it's really exciting to watch her and be with her. And especially playing on the right side with her, it's just great.
What was it like to watch Lindsay throw that no-hitter?
Lindsay, you guys, she's awesome. We saw it last year, and especially against Mizzou, and staying in our process again and not letting outside factors affect us. But it was great to see her shut them up. It was awesome.
When you're coming off the season you don't really have that freshman surprise factor as much. How's that adjustment for you early on, kind of when teams are kind of ready for you a little bit more, trying to pitch around you opening weekend, 3 walks, only 1 hit? What has that kind of been like to start this season?
It's just different. I feel like version 7 Rylee is a completely different version of Rylee now, and I'm always learning and growing throughout the season. And even the season I had last year, like, I still wasn't perfect. Like, I still have a lot of growing to do, and I'm excited to keep going about my process and sticking with it and knowing that version 8 Rylee is just going to be as awesome as version 7.
To that point, looking back on last season was a special season for anybody, let alone a true freshman.
Mm-hmm.
What did you learn maybe about yourself personally as a player, and you reflected on it much, or just kind of flush it and this is a new version, a new season?
Kind of a little bit of both. I try not to get into stats and hitting and the home runs and kind of just stay playing throughout the season. Once the season ended, I, of course, enjoyed it and reflected and was like, oh my gosh, really proud of myself. But also knowing that I have 3 more years, and it was a great stepping point and a great foundation, but I want to keep building and I want to keep growing from last season. And I feel like this year, like, I am figuring out what this version of Rylee needs, and it's just different from last year, but I feel like I do have a good foundation and I'm confident in myself now, so I can just go and play and do my thing this year too.
You talked to me last year how Paige kind of took you under her wing, and especially you guys found your connection through Faith. I'm just wondering, as you have now taken this next step as a sophomore and as that leader for the next incoming freshman, what have you done with them to maybe make them feel welcomed and make them feel comfortable in this opening week and opening start to the season?
We kind of did what the seniors did with us last year. We'll invite them to our homes and we'll go have dinner with them, or when they first got to campus, we would go get lunch and build connections outside of softball. I feel like goes so much further, and then it shows on the field. All 3 of the freshmen and even the transfers, we really want to build connections with them. And yes, we're softball players, but we're also really, really good friends. And we have, like, team get-togethers and whatever, and we truly want to hang out with one another outside of practice, which is awesome. And I learned that from Paige and Kai and Ken and all the seniors last year, and I hope to continue to keep doing that every year I'm here.